Hey guys, it's Mason in the Badlands Tech Department, just with a couple tips here about keeping your stuff clean. Alright, we're talking about keeping our gear clean here. Chris got out for his first time, and he got dirty. He wasn't sure how to clean his stuff, so I was going through it with him, and I thought, you know what, why don't we just throw on the camera, and in case you guys have the same questions, you could follow along and just get an idea for what to do. So first things first, we're working on his pants, which I am feeling like I should wash my hands afterwards. No offense, Chris.
It's all good.
So he's got a bit of paint spray here. You can see just paint spray. He's got dirt on the knees and whatnot. And so what I would do is get yourself a brush like this. It's just a scrub brush. You can find these at the dollar store. And take your pants, and if you have a wash basin, it's best. You drop them in there with some lukewarm water and maybe a cap full of laundry detergent. And let it soak for a few minutes. And then take your scrub brush and on, right here, let's say there was a hit, you just go across it, up, down, all around, that kind of thing. And then do that all over them. Get all the stuff off that you think you can, the chunks and whatnot, and the dirt in the knees that's down here. And you throw it in the washer and wash it on cold and hang dry. Definitely want to hang dry. What is in your pocket here? For the mask, a little bit different story. You need to take a little bit more care with it, especially if you have a thermal lens, which is 2 layers of lens, really. It's like a double pane window. You want to keep that seal good between the 2 layers, so you don't want to necessarily submerge this underwater. So this is where I recommend being a little bit more careful when you're cleaning it. You're going to want to pop your lens out, and you'll be able to see the space in between, and you can clean in there. If you have any paint or dirt, get a toothbrush for that. Get it just a little bit damp, not a whole lot of water needs to be on it, and then you can you clean in that space in between, and you should be good to go. As far as the rest goes, you can dunk that underwater and give that a good scrub. But for that lens, you want to, as I said, take your time and be very careful, because obviously you don't want to scratch it too much. So if you can see right down in here, I don't know, let me get in close. Just scrub right down in there and get all the bits out. And then you can wipe it off with some damp terry cloth is actually what I use for cleaning mine. And then this is pretty obvious. Dish soap is what I use on mine, and it's the foam in here. Give that get some soap and water in there. Scrub that. You can't really scrub it, but just clean it. It's basically a sponge. And that's all there is to cleaning a mask. The marker is a little bit different story depending on how much use it got, where you got shot. In this instance, we're looking at an original model axe. So to understand really how big the job is going to be with this, you just look inside the breech, and if you have any paint there, you're going to want to pull the whole one of these apart just because of the positioning of the sensor board here. But for the most part, you want to pull your detents, your eye covers, clean your eyes, if you have eye covers. In this one you don't, but clean your eyes, your detents, things like that. Pop your bolt out. Have a look here. This one's actually very clean. It doesn't look like Chris had any breaks at all. And so that's all you got to do there. If you notice that your marker isn't really all that well lubed anymore, this one still is, again, very nice. You want to throw some grease on there or oil, depending on the model of the marker. On the whole, I would say Chris did okay. He's not all that bad off, but that's, again, where the toothbrush comes in. And that's about it. So your toothbrush, just clean all the little nooks and crannies. Look underneath your grips. Check, your battery chamber, depending on where your battery is. In this case, it's right here in the front behind this panel. So undo that, look underneath, clean it off if you got any paint or dirt, that kind of junk in there. Pop your grips off, have a look underneath. That's where your toothbrush comes in handy. Another thing you really want to look at is your ASA threads, because if you get grit in there, you can run into problems when you put your tank in. You can get it jamming, and then you can't get it off. And then you run into problems where you need a new bonnet, possibly a new ASA. In this instance, you need a new on-off ASA regulator, which is not a cheap proposition. So again, clean those threads. Another one is your barrel threads, because stuff just finds its way into places. One thing Chris did get dirty was his barrel. So he's got dirt and paint in his porting here, and he's got a fair bit of junk on the end. So what I would do is just head to the sink or the same wash basin you did your pants in, and just some warm water will help get rid of the paint really well. And I use, again, a rag. This is just a ripped up pair of, I guess, long underwear, to be honest with you. Coil that up and just shove it through. It's a bit of a process getting it through there. Or you can use your barrel swab if you have one. Anyways, run this all the way through and pull it through from the other side, and that'll pull out anything that's in there. Clean out your porting with your toothbrush if you want.
So you clean all that out there, you run some warm water through it. Again, warm water, nothing else. That's it.
Let it air dry, and you should be good to go. If you have any questions, by all means, leave us a comment. Shoot us a message over Facebook. You can email me. You can call us. We are all kinds of different ways to be contacted and questioned with all your various questions. This is your friendly neighborhood tech saying I'll see you out there.